here at Buzz TV. It's a fun day because it's a product review day. And what do we have? We have the Trotter Mag Wheel. Oh, that's an awesome looking unit. As you see, mine's all black pads, have the sides wrapped. And I love that big treaded wheel. But before we get to that, let's talk about some real important things. First off, why do I look like this? Generally, I'm a little prettier. But this comes down to an important safety warning. Always wear protective gear. Wrist pads, elbow pads, helmet, even knee pads will help you out. Now, this is why you do it, because B-Rad's here. B-Rad was riding his Trotter Mag Wheel. He was too cool for safety gear. B-Rad's going in for surgery next week to get a plate put in because he didn't wear his safety gear. So wear that safety gear. Now, let's get back to the Trotter Mag Wheel. You've seen this awesome unit. We picked ours up from Innovative Electronics. Hey, Joe, giving him a big shout out. It's linked down here. You can get right to their website, see all the fun products they have. You could pick one of these up for about $700 with shipping, which is really a great deal. They have another unit which will give you about twice the distance. That's about 24 miles, and that's about 8 something. Well, let's just get into the product review. Let's go take this sucker out for a little drive.
It's been a couple weeks, about 5 weeks since I broke my wrist. So again, it's all about wearing that safety gear. Now, we've taken about 3 days, drove around the ball field on some grass at first, then took it to the infield, got our learning curve up, and went to the cement the other day. So we're going to take a ride, show you some fun stuff, show you how I'm enjoying the Trotter, and why you need to get a Trotter. So the last thing, as you see, you have to be safety geared, have pads. I went a little extreme, but I'm definitely all padded up. So we'll pop the lid on, and away we go. Now something, when I was talking to some people, and Joe, and you'll meet Joe soon, we're going to do a fun Skype with him, about getting on the board. Everyone says in learning videos, you should start back wheel up, then get on it and go. It's been a weird issue for me. For me, I found what works is front wheel down, and doing it that way. Now, mind you, I'm riding goofy foot, and I don't know if that's really making a difference, but it seems like, again, that works for me. So for me, I'll get my front foot placed, stand on the tire, get my balance this way, I'm set and ready to go. And as you see, just stepping on the back, I took off quite easily. Now I'm on the street, and it's a lot smoother of a surface than everything else. And once you get your learning curve, it's really a fun little ride. And mind you, I'm just cruising around the neighborhood right now. And it's Vegas, it's about 10 a.m. and 100 and something degrees. It's going to be a cooker today. But again, I'm having a ball on the thing. And the more miles you put on it and time on the board, obviously the better you're going to be, and the smoother things are going to be. Something else I've noticed, and this is from riding an electric skateboard to one of these, it's when you transition over stuff, you have that one bump because it's one wheel. And me, from being on an electric skateboard, you're always waiting for that second bump, which has thrown me off a time or two. Now we'll show a fun little dismount, so we'll stop. And for me, it's a quick take your foot off the back and roll right to the front, and bam, it works really easy. Again, I've seen videos where they do it the other way around, Not too thrilled about that. Again, when something's popping up, it's always a good place for a shin catcher. You never like shin catchers. This is what, day 5 or day 6, the second day I've really been on the street or on cement with this thing. So again, my learning curve's still getting there. And in my neighborhood, everybody's on some kind of toy. Let's just get on the thing again. So you really can have quick and easy starts. You just have to be aware and not just jump on it like you're gonna just go. Oh well, that thing's flying now. That's cool, but I hope they don't, eat it. That little doodle could get really messed up. So we'll actually stop now and come back for some night riding. Okay, so we'll try a little night ride. Nighttime rides are a little fun. No one's up, which is nice. That one's up.
Well, you can see, working on it, and it takes a little while to get used to it. Personal advice, go to the park somewhere where there's grass. This way, you're not going to be picking up a whole lot of speed. You'll be able to get used to riding the thing. And then, I'd say spend a couple hours. Don't be cool like B-Rad. Spend about 20 minutes, think you have your shit down, and, well, end up like that. So take a couple hours, get on the grass, get comfortable turning, going forward, maybe going backwards. It's one of those things. So definitely, you're going to enjoy that. So innovative electronics. Hey Joe, how you doing this morning?
How's it going, Red?
Oh, life's great. So let's just dive right into this stuff. Started doing a product review on the Trotter Mag Wheel, and Joe knows everything I've been through. Don't have a cast on today, and I've really been enjoying the board. I've been riding the thing. I'm getting, hours in every day. Being here in Vegas, I'm doing it early morning. But you're the exclusive North American distributor for the Trotter Mag Wheel.
Yep, that's it. I'm also the U.S. warranty service tech, so any problems with the boards, they come right to me here in my shop. I repair them and send them on back.
And that's a great thing, because we're going to get into that, because service is a big deal. It's not like these boards break a lot, but you're going to have an issue. If you're riding it all the time, eventually you're going to need new batteries, and those sort of things. Now, right now, there's 2 models of the Trotter you have, correct?
Correct. Yep. We got the Trotter T1, which, just like both of them, they do 13 miles an hour top speed. I've actually pushed mine over that according to my GPS app. And the T1 will get 12 to 15 miles on a charge on pavement, and the Trotter LH, the long haul, will actually get 24 to 28 miles on a charge.
That's really cool. Now, I got the L1 board, so I'm getting about 12 miles on a charge. And the reason I did that instead of going for the one with the extra load is because down the road, you're going to be able to upgrade these, correct?
Absolutely, and that's one of the biggest things with these boards is that this solid frame right here can be upgraded with so many different upgrades in the future. We're coming out with an upgrade soon that's going to be a 1,000-watt upgrade to it. Currently, it's a 700-watt output motor. It's actually capable of higher outputs than that. It's just program limited. So we're coming out with a higher capacity battery and a better motherboard that's a super easy swap. You can do it at home, or I can do it for you here. And it'll boost your top speed up to 18 to 20 miles an hour, and also just improve the torque. So for bumpy off-road grass, just get more consistent power, or a little bit easier bake-off.
You know, that's a very cool thing. So when all that's available, of course, we're going to jump on, upgrade ours, and we'll, you know, do an upgrade or an update with this sort of thing. Now, we also know there's a second version of these coming out. Let's talk about those.
Yep, that's going to be the T2. It is a 1,500-watt output motor. It's got somewhere around 44 foot-pounds of torque, which is just insane. My Yamaha 650 puts out 47, I think. And it'll have top speed of over 25 miles an hour, and basically it's just going to be a monster. It's going to be off-road, on-road, ripping jumps. We're really hoping to take it to the next level with this board.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of stuff that you and your friends are doing, and for me, that's way beyond where I'm ever going to go with these things. But then again, I'm 57, so I brake a lot easier than, let's say, you at your age. And then again, you know, but I wouldn't say don't do it if you're, you know, if you're comfortable, and especially, you know, you skaters and snowboarders that are doing all that stuff. These boards can handle it. Me at 57, I don't want to do that. Just because I already broke myself once. And again, that was a weird fluke thing. So I don't want anyone to get the idea you jump on one of these and you're going to have an accident. There's a learning curve, and definitely go with that learning curve. Don't jump right on the cement with this thing as soon as you get it. Go on the grass, maybe find some dirt. If you're in the city like me, go to the park. There's always a ball field, and you just drive around on the infield.
Sure, yeah. And if you watch some of our videos, you know, sometimes we're in pads, sometimes we're not. Me and my friends all have, you know, 20 plus years of board sports experience, so we never evolved past needing them, but, you know, sometimes we do get a little bit careless. I luckily haven't had any serious injuries from it. Also, too, with the Trotter, one thing about it is that it tends to be a safer model than other versions, just because it's got speed limiting on it. It doesn't go over 13 miles an hour, so it's great for learning and getting better. And then also it's got an audible beep warning. Instead of only lifting the nose and push back, it also has an audible beep warning as you approach top speed. It's also got 2 different warnings when you start getting low on battery.
Yeah, and let's talk about that because I've run into it, which is a cool thing because the last thing you ever want to do is run out of battery because this thing will stop and you're going to go nose first somewhere. What are the warnings when you're running low on battery? Let's talk about what's it do and how does it alert people?
Sure. As you ride, as you wear the battery down, when you get to about 25% battery, what will happen is that the nose and tail lights will start alternating red and white, and it'll start beeping every 12 to 15 seconds. Once you approach 10% battery, the lights will turn solid red or just reverse, and it will also just give a beep every 3 seconds or so, just telling you, hey, get me home. You don't want me to not be able to get you a wheelie anymore.
Now, I had this thing, and this is somewhat, I think, yesterday. So I was assuming I was getting on somewhat of a charge. Of course, it was daylight, so I really couldn't see my board lights. But it would, like, every so often would beep like 6 times.
Yeah, that sounds like about 25% battery.
Exactly. So I made my way and made sure we got home and got that charge. But I really like that thing. You know, it tells you that. Now, also another safety feature I noticed, let's just say you come off your board for whatever reason. Your wheel stops. It's not going to run away, go down the street, maybe take out somebody's car where you're going to have a nice little bill. To me, that's a really cool thing.
Yep, yeah, as soon as it activates you have to put a foot on each sensor pad. Both pads have to be activated, front and back pads, in order for it to go. If you remove your foot from either of those, it deactivates immediately. So you don't have a problem with it continuing on because you took your wrong foot off first, having to shoot off, having to slip off from under you.
You know, and again, that's a great thing because we're all going to take a tumble here or there, especially with the learning curve. You don't want to chase it down the road. And then possibly if something happened to it. Now, something that I've learned because, I'm doing stuff on the street. Is there any kind of a product now or possibly coming down the road, kind of like a float plate or something that could help with the bottom not grinding?
Well, I've actually been approached by one or two different third-party vendors who are interested in making something along the lines of sidekicks and possibly float plates for it. Working on getting dimensions to them. I've also, and I believe you have as well, approached some other third-party vendors about possibly starting to make accessories for this, especially if more people start realizing that they can get into the float life for a lot less.
Exactly. And let's talk about the float life for a lot less. There's another company out there. If you know about these boards, you know who they are. That's about as much publicity as we're going to give them. But their units, $1,800 and $1,000. Let's talk about the Trotter prices.
Sure, the T1 stock version, which still gets 12 to 15 miles on a charge, that's the one you got, Brad. That one retails for $630. And it comes with a 1-year full service warranty. Anything goes wrong with this board in the first year, I'm going to take care of it for you. The LH, the long haul version, that one retails at $850, and it's got the same 1-year warranty on both board and battery. And once again, if anything goes wrong with it, which I personally test these boards before I ship them out, so I've had very few problems so far. I've had a couple warranties to do, but I'm usually pretty on it, and I get them out there as fast as possible.
You know, and I've also seen you've done some personal mods where you've did a mod where you could put a backpack battery on. So you've gotten some crazy charges on yours. Now, again, if you mod your unit, it's going to mess your warranty up. But I'm thinking if you maybe send it to Joe and he mods your unit, then your warranty might be intact. Am I correct with that assumption, Joe?
Yeah, that definitely, if it's done by a qualified service technician such as myself, then that would not void your warranty. And actually what we found was that, so I did spend some time doing a mod on this to be able to add this 20 amp hour 48 volt battery to it.
Nice.
And basically, I hooked it up so I had swap between internal and external power sources. Now what we've discovered is that you can basically charge and ride this thing. As long as you plug both batteries in when they're at about the same capacity, they'll just drain off both of them, and you can just extend your range without actually having to do any modifications.
Oh, that's insane. So you see, the Trotter has so many things that you could do with it, things that'll be coming in the future with it, and the price point is the killer. I mean, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. That's what kept me from dealing with the other company. That $1,800 price point I just couldn't swallow it. It was like, I like toys and I like certain things, but that thing was just a killer. And I did my homework and found this, and we were lucky and found Joe. And again, Joe at Innovative Electronics, the North American distributor. You could find these things out there from wherever, and you don't know how good they are, how long they've been sitting around, are the batteries worth the crap, or you just go to the guy who's taking care of everything, giving you the warranty, and it's going to rock that thing for you. You know, Joe, it's a really cool thing what you're doing, and you're doing this for a lot of people. It's not like he's just out there trying to make a quick dime. He's creating a community. You go out there on social media, there's platforms, there's groups, and this is a fun little thing. And it's not just locked into, hey, we'll only talk to you if you're riding a Trotter board. It's an all e-sport type thing. So if you're on scooters or skateboards, I don't even know what those like weird little unicycle things that I think Segway puts out.
It's like,
but that's a very cool thing that you're doing. And you're not locked into like the things like Apple where it's very proprietary. You only deal with us. It's only our parts. You can't fix it. We don't want you to look at it. These guys are really on top of the curve, and they deal with the company itself. They give, the Mag Wheel, the Trotter company, feedback on what the product is, areas they'd like to improve it. So this is always a product that's evolving, and it's only going to get better in time.
Absolutely, Brad. This is basically, we like to consider it a hobby grade board. We plan on having some do-it-yourself upgrades and serviceable upgrades. For instance, I've upgraded mine with spring suspension. They come with stock dampening bushings in them, and I've upgraded it with 8 55-pound compression weight springs. So now when I'm on off-road terrain, the wheel goes up and down, the board stays pretty level, smooths out the ride for me, makes it a little bit more carby. It's just there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do with these, and they're very simple to work on. It's a solid frame. All the components are swappable. We believe in the right to upgrade and the right to repair. If you buy a board from us, it's your board. We want you to be able to get parts for it. If something goes wrong and you're out of warranty, you can buy the parts. That's no problem. Ship them out to you.
You know, that's the coolest thing in the world. The last thing you want to get stuck with, you have something and you can't touch it, you can't fix it, you got to send it to someone and hope, you know, it works right. Now, something I just want to touch on, in fact, it'll be here tomorrow. I ordered for myself because, as I said, I ride on the street, and for me, I do, I don't know if it's called a hard stop or whatever it is, where I balance, and then I step off the back and the front just hits the ground. So I'm not moving. But what will happen is eventually, if you don't protect stuff and you're on the street, you know, you'll get that little grind, but it's real close to the area where the screw strip is. So I ordered a piece of rubber. It's almost like weather stripping, but it's a little heavier duty. So it'll be here tomorrow. So I'm going to try popping that on in front of those. I'm questioning if you ever nose down, if that rubber is going to just stop me and not let me skid a little, but I don't think it will, and I don't nose down a whole lot. But I figure that's the best way for me to protect it, because if you strip screws, then it's a nightmare getting things off. And I don't want to make Joe's World shitty and go, hey, I can't get them off, I'm sending it to you. And let you deal with that. Now, you know, I guess the most important question that I really could ask in an interview like this is there anything we might have left out about you or Innovative Electronics that they need to know?
Well, you know, I rode my first board with one wheel last year, and just the concept to me was so amazing that I really wanted one, but I couldn't afford that price point, just like you said. So I started doing my own research, looking into specs and all the different options that were out there. I mean, I've done hundreds of hours of research between videos and articles and phone calls, and I landed on the Trotter Mag Wheel. Like, this thing really seemed like it would fit all my specs. I ordered my first board last year from a Canadian tattoo shop, bought some, and I got it from them. And just from the instant I got it, I love this thing. And I ride every day. Now that I've upgraded my battery, I put easily 12 to 15 miles a day on, sometimes 25. We love getting together for group rides, and that's one of the biggest thing about this is that you can afford 3 of them, have 3 of your friends go out instead of just one. And, you know, it's a little bit lower top speed, but as far as the carviness, the shreddiness, ripping around on different terrain, and just the fact that walking sucks, these things are great. And I really look forward to all the improvements that are coming forward. I'm really looking forward to being able to get more people into this sport, into this life, and just being able to enjoy this kind of experience.
It's true, because I have people ask about mine all the time. And something I just want to touch on real quick, with the Trotters, you actually have a choice if you want a slick wheel or a knobby tire. That other company doesn't do that. They let you go buy that knobby tire at another dime, and you get to pay them to do all that stuff, like getting it on. So I have the knobby tire.
Yeah, with us, not necessarily a knobby, but it's a $10 upcharge, and instead of coming with a slick, we'll swap you out for a threaded.
Yeah.
Very, very nice off-road, and they're a little bit better on wetness. That's the only difference between the slick. Those slicks do grip the pavement really nice, and they do great off-road as well. They're very sticky. It's basically just a matter of preference.
You know, for me, I have, the little knobby one. So, I'm having fun on mine. I really love it. The thing I definitely will stress, especially when you first get it, and if you don't have tons of board experience, and even if you do, wear some pads. You definitely don't want to have a freak accident happen and then set you back maybe a month or two. And then again, there's always stuff that happens. Again, I'm riding around on the street a lot, and we're doing 360 videos, so you can see I'm in bike paths, I'm around cars. Get pads on, God forbid something happens. You take a spill, at least, if you're padded up, somebody's bumper won't hurt as much. Because I'm afraid I'm going to go into an actual moving lane one day. Last thing I really want to touch on, website, Joe.
Our website is www.innovativeenelectronics.us. You can search Innovative Electronics on YouTube, search Innovative Electronics on Facebook. We've got all that information. We've got a bunch of really cool ride video edits from all the different times we've went out, groups, solo, trails, pavement, Mackinac Island, all kinds of different great video rides if you want to check out what it's really about.
And there's also a beginner video of learning how to ride, which I would highly suggest, especially for beginners. You could be up and running, seriously, 10 to 15 minutes. If you do it right, go on some grass or dirt, you could be on your own in 10 or 15 minutes, getting that groove in, and literally it's what you put into it. You put a good hour or so into it, I would say you're pretty good about going on the street once you get comfortable with what you're doing. But it's all about you and having fun. And fortunately, Joe over at Innovative Electronics is bringing the Trotter Mag Wheel to the U.S. at a price point that is just beyond great. Electric skateboards cost more than this thing. I know, I own one. And the best part is, this wasn't a, hey Brad, we're going to throw you a demo model, check it out, give us your review. This was one of those, it's a toy I wanted to own, found them, loved it, and right away reached out and said, hey, you know, I want to do a review on this thing. I love the product. And you know what? Of course, you know us, and we know everybody. So what we did is talk to Joe. Joe was cool enough, sent our buddy Travis Pastrana aboard. He should have it by now. He's going to be on it. The wife's going to be on it. The crew from Nitro Circus is going to be on it. And guys, they're going to be doing the most amazing things on this board. In fact, they're going to be doing things I'm not going to think about doing. And I'm pretty sure Joe's going to go, yeah, I don't know about that one either. But the best part is, we're going to have some fun video. These boards are tough. Here's something that we really didn't get into. They're made solid. They are very, very well made. If you'll see Joe, these guys are jumping off stairs, going off curbs. I've seen them riding railings that are this high, doing some wild stuff, and the boards could take it. It's not like this is a cheap piece of aluminum that's going to bend or ding. Again, I wouldn't chuck it up in the air or do anything like that, but they will take what you're going to throw at them.
We've actually got a great video. Somebody that had one, sick of other people, kind of talking down on the board not being durable. So he threw it off a 2-story roof and had somebody hop on and ride it right up to him.
What? So there you go. I wouldn't suggest jumping off 2 stories, but I've seen 4 or 5 stairs and guys ride away, and I'm like, that's cool as hell. Me, I'll jump off 4 or 5 stairs, and you'll see me on a video of how I broke my ankle. But at least I know my limits, and that's a good thing too. Be comfortable with what you're doing, know your limits, definitely have fun and experiment, but again, don't kill yourself. We don't want that to happen. Joe. Exactly. This was truly a pleasure. I loved talking to you. I love the product. Best part is we'll be talking again real soon because we're going to have that video with Travis. And what we're going to do is get a 3-way on here. We'll get Travis on so we could all have some fun. And then when the new boards come out, Joe's going to drive them up to Travis, personally hand them off, and have some fun with this new insane board. Because once they get the hang of this and love it, and they go, we could double our speed, that means double the trouble for those guys. And again, that's really fun stuff. Joe, this was, a great thing. It was my pleasure. I'm glad we were able to get a hold of you guys. Innovative Electronics, there's links down here to everything. You'll be able to find the website, get a hold of them. We'll have links to some of the videos they have out there. And Joe's sending me a bunch of stuff, so we're going to edit a bunch of things together, put a big composite video, get that out there so you can just click a link, learn how to ride it, see all the fun stuff they're doing. Then you'll know how to get to Joe, get that board at a price point that, as Joe said, for the price of one of the other companies, you could get one for yourself, 2 other buddies could get them, and now you're riding in a group. And I'm pretty sure, go on social media, there's groups all over. Vegas has a little group, they're doing rides. I've seen them, the California ones. I know there's some East Coast ones. So the community's getting bigger every day. You're not just going to get one of these and be stuck by yourself. If your friends don't have one, just get on social media. You'll make a lot of new friends because generally the people that ride these are really cool people. No one's stuck up. It's not about, oh, my skills are better than yours. It's about, let's go out there, have some fun, carve, find some great places to ride, and show everybody there's a group of us, and you should be part of it.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about, man. I really, really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me a little bit. And as well, Travis having that board, as soon as he realizes he likes it but wants to go faster, that little bit has actually helped me press the company a little bit too to kind of expedite getting those out to me.
And that's another thing. We'll make sure they get some video of this, and they'll see the same thing. Going, wait, they're getting some major names on it. Colors. It's funny because I was going to end this, but I really want to get to it. Lots of color options. There's pad color options. The boards themselves, I think it's gold, silver, black. I initially wanted a black one. They were out of black. There's your pad options. You could do wraps on the side. Joe was cool enough and put a wrap on mine. You saw that in the video. So you could go anything you want. Just get a hold of Joe and say, hey, on the thing, click what you want. You could shoot an email because they'll do a custom thing for you if you want maybe a red pad on the front, a green pad, or a yellow pad on the back. That could be done as well. They do whatever you want them to do. If it's possible, they'll do it for you. Great customer service, but let alone just a great guy himself. Joe, we're going to run. I appreciate everything. Thanks, and we'll be talking real soon.
Thank you so much, Brad. I really appreciate it.
For myself, for Joe, Buzz TV, and InnovativeElectronics.US. That's their website. Check out the Trotter Mag Wheel, guys. You're going to love it. We're out of here. See ya. Well, that was a fun chat we just had with Joe. Now, I also found this cool little app. I'm going to show you some pictures. It does GPS tracking. It'll show you where you ride. It'll show you your speed, your distance, top speed, overall speed, time of your ride. So it's a pretty cool thing. I'm using the free version. There's a paid version that'll let you do stuff with, I guess, your iWatch and that sort of thing, but I'm not too thrilled about that, so I'm not getting it. Now, let's get into our overall review and what we're going to give the Trotter Mag Wheel. Price point. Insane price point, guys. For $600 and change, about $630, something like that. Joe just told you what it was. You could get the Trotter Mag Wheel. I have it. Your top speed's 13 miles an hour. You're getting about 13 miles to charge. This thing rocks. You could spend a couple hundred more, get the version that's going to give you a whole lot more distance. Your top speed's still going to be the same. And remember, both those units are going to be upgradable, and a version 2 is on the way. So, hey, that's just great in general. We're giving this thing 5 stars because it is such a fun unit. Again, we have a ball on it. I ride mine every day. The more you ride it, the more comfortable you get on it. I just really, really love this thing. And I can't just mention the price point is just so unbelievably great. Now, what I've done is, and I'll put pictures on this, I picked up a piece of rubber. It's cost me $9, I think, from Amazon. Glued it on the bottom of my board, and as I said at the end of this, in fact, right now, see those pictures? So I glued a couple strips on the bottom, and this stops it, so if you grind or you tap hard or anything, it's not going to cause grief to your board. It'll protect the screw heads so they won't get grinded or stripped. And until they have the right third-party product, some kind of float plate that'll work, this is more than great, and for $9. So what I'll do is put a link to the Amazon thing where I got the piece of rubber in case you want one. You see how well it works on mine. What could I say? The Trotter Mag Wheel. Pick one up if you want to have some fun. If you're a skateboarder, a snowboarder, you just want to cruise in general and have some fun. This is a really fun unit. We've seen little kids as 3, 4, 5 years old starting to get on them. You get old guys like me at 57. I've seen even people older than that riding these things. So you're going to have some fun on it. 5 stars, guys. Trotter Mag Wheel. You got to love it. So for me, for Buzz TV, for my buddy Joe over at Innovative Electronics and the Trotter Mag Wheel, we're out of here, guys. See ya.